Got Kathy here. Feels like alive, doesn't it? Good morning, Miss Kathy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sorry I'm late.
Well, you're fine. You're the only one here. So.
I'm sorry.
Why? Why are
Is
you
it
sorry?
just me who said that? Look, how do you like this new color?
Ooh, sexy in red. I love it. You look amazing. Delicious booty, Miss Thing. Delicious booty, beautiful legs. Look at you. I love it.
Thank you, thank you.
How are you feeling?
doing?
You're walking around all freely. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm ready. I'm all excited to get the ins and outs of the stuff.
Awesome. We have Serratus push-ups to discuss.
Oh, good.
We have bear, your favorite, to discuss. You can just sit that one out.
I can do bear on one leg.
Which is harder. So
Yeah, but that'll be good because I can do them on one leg.
I have your corkscrew with overhead work, and then Leslie actually wanted to also discuss those high scissors and bicycle that we have been playing with. Yeah, and Stephanie's here.
But because like when we do corkscrew, sometimes I get confused, like are the hips, because I've seen it, and
where the hips are moving, yeah, they're shifting from one side of the mat to another. Yeah. That is incorrect.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, my understanding, as I've been working on corkscrew, which is actually, you'll talk to my dearest mentor, Leslie, if she sees this, she'll know. She fixed my corkscrew this year. So it's been a big topic on my mind, corkscrew going overhead.
I'm so glad we're looking at it. Okay.
And then Miss Stephanie, good morning. Hi. Stephanie wanted to discuss some relaxing punches, so we'll also do some uppercuts and some body blows. All right, we'll do that. You're muted, my love. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I forgot.
They're fine. It's Sunday morning.
Is it the hook or is it?
The hook? You want? Yeah.
Is that what it? Well, I guess it's different.
There's two. Well, we can start there if you want to. We can start with punches because it's a good way to get warm. So the uppercut goes forward and up, right? And the whole idea is that you turn your palm up, but that it does extend. So you can reach all the way through your elbows, so you're not tightening in that elbow joint, as long as your shoulder blade is pulling back, right? So it goes right in front of you, and it can extend. It doesn't have to stop here where you get that tightness in your joint. It can reach through it because you're pulling back with your shoulder blade in opposition. That's your uppercut. Yeah? The shorter version of that is we do sometimes play with that, like the stomach blow, yeah? Which I kind of call the T-Rex. Yeah, punches, because it's like, I got tiny arms, come here. Which is silly, but funny. Yeah, and that goes there. But you're talking about the hooks that go this way?
I guess I both. Because
Sure.
they both feel, well, specifically, I guess this one, I feel like a T-Rex. So
Yeah.
I never felt.
Which is fine. It goes, it still has that retraction, yeah? It still has that retraction. It's just a little bit more bicep. Yeah, so it's not about stopping the momentum with the elbow. It's just like pulling that bicep in. Boom. Bicep, tricep. Bicep, tricep. I always think about that like out and in, the give and take, yeah? Boom. Boom. The hook gets a little tricky, I'll face you, because you do turn your palm like you're holding a coffee cup. That's how it turns. So it doesn't stay here. It does turn like you're lifting a mug. And it comes just right across your face and pulls back. Yeah, that's it. And what you want to do now is not lift your shoulder. Don't lift your shoulder up and over. Just boom. Boom. Keep that shoulder down. Yeah, that's better. And then oftentimes, we take the hips and the feet with you. Yeah, so that everything kind of follows through and you're never pulling on your knee joint by your momentum going this way and stopping the lower body coming with you. Make sense?
Yeah, that's really helpful.
Cool, yeah. So definitely turn that wrist as you go from here, boom, the wrist turns and comes back. Boom. That's how I understand the lovely Pilates community punches. All right. And the thing they always specify is that that technique is for Pilates, right? That there are lots of different mindsets about where punches should land and how your wrist should be turned. These are non-impact punches, right? We're not actually hitting anything. Yeah, and it's the technique that works best for Pilates, as I understand it. Yay, Pilates! Okay, is that cool, Stephanie? You feel good about that?
Yeah,
Amazing.
a lot better.
Great questions. Great questions on those punches. So, gorgeousness, let's move. Here's my little list. Let's start with Serratus push-ups. Woohoo! Happy morning. All right. So for a second, let's start on our knees. Yeah, and you're welcome to participate in as much of this as you want to, or just kind of sit and listen. Yeah, this is very chill clinic. On your elbows, your forearms, you can interlace your fingertips. All right? And just kind of take some of the pressure out. That's why we're on our knees here. And the big thing with Serratus push-ups that I want everyone to avoid is the chicken neck. Yeah, so often we just kind of stick our neck down and up. You want to drop your chest, push your elbows down to lift back up. But everything in my torso is actually still staying aligned. So if this is my torso, it drops down together and presses right back up. Yeah, down together. It doesn't snake up and snake down. All right, so a little more clearly on those toes, you drop the chest, push the elbows down. And this is where I always use that term that I've got watermelons or oranges, yeah, right underneath my armpits. I'm gonna squeeze them together as they come up. Yes, Miss Kathy, it looks beautiful. It's exactly right. Yeah, but we drop that head, and this is the same with any push-up. Yeah, a lot of times we're reaching for it with our head, and that's just so much tension. And it's actually easier to drop your head. It's harder to keep your neck on spine because the core engages in a much stronger way. Yeah, so when we're here, we tuck the pelvis under, we lift that belly button in, almost feel like you're pressing your neck up to the ceiling, and then just lower the chest and push up, and lower the chest and push up. And then if you need to drop those knees for a bit to really get that motion, do it. Boom. And all that stuff, the reason why it's so great for Pilates is because these are, first of all, for women, I hate this term, but side boob, right? That's your side boob area. All right? And that's not cute, the terminology and whatever. But it's a difficult place to target and tone, and that's a really good addition, all right? But when you're doing things like roll-ups, it's the same muscle that keeps your shoulder blades down. It's the exact same serratus, that pulling down here. When you go into your teasers, you're here. I have to pull down through my upper body to get there and not use my legs. But it's this, it trains those muscles right there for your planks, teasers, roll-ups. Yeah, you have to be able to recruit this. Otherwise, that's why the shoulders just push forward. Yeah, because they don't have that training through the serratus to pull down. Does that make sense? Yeah, cool. All right, so that is a good transition into bear. Because again, it's the same, it's the same muscles you're pulling down here, and I'm laughing because I think like before JHOP started, I don't think I ever did a bear in my life, and I don't know how bear just introduced itself so firmly into my life. But here we are. So the knees are here, the shoulder blades are down. Now the question from lovely Miss Cat was, should my quads be burning? Yes. Absolutely 100% the quads should be burning. It's real big in the quads. But she was also expressing concern that her knees were bothering her. So here are some thoughts I have on that. All right, so yes, this is going to be big on the quads, but if you squeeze in through your inner thighs, I'm almost waggling my knees a little bit just to make sure I'm not tightening in my knee joint, because that is something that once it's like a braking system, or even bracing, like your body feels like it needs to brace in bear, and I want you to resist that temptation to just brace yourself and tighten and grip. If I lift in my core and I tuck ever so slightly with my pelvis so I'm not arching, when I arch, my weight goes immediately down into my knees. Can you feel that, Kathy? Like if you stick your booty up, it just goes right down into the knees, yeah? you want to do the reverse. And all of a sudden my inner thighs and my quads and my hamstrings and my glutes are starting to cry, and I'm starting to sweat and get hot and red-faced just by holding it. Now I'm tired. Okay? So in trying to make sure that we're not dumping all the weight into the knees, maybe lift up a little bit more. I'm pushing down through my arms so I can feel that lift. Tuck under a little bit in the pelvis. And even if you have to, just kind of a little wiggle waggle side to side so that the knee joint doesn't feel like it needs to grip around that posture. Yeah, and you'll feel it. And again, with the head, I'm always telling people not to drop it. Yeah, because again, that's sending your weight down into your joints, into the shoulders and into the knees. Yeah, you're dropping your weight down, and you want to be using the muscles to lift and hold the posture. Yeah, Steph, nice. Nice. Tuck your pelvis under just a little bit. Oh, look at that. Yes. And then you can imagine that ball right between your inner thighs so that it comes up into the inner thighs and again, not into the knees. And you squeeze into the midline. And that's it. Yeah, it does not take long for that to start. Yeah, building some body heat at all. Now, where's my towel? That was a workout. Okay. All right. So that's bear. Moving right along, let's chat about corkscrew. Okay, so again, I never love to give any like hard and fast rules because inevitably somebody out there is going to be like, but I heard this or I think this. I'm going to be like, that's great. But here's I always say this is my understanding. Okay, today, on the day that this is being filmed and chatted about, this is my understanding of corkscrew. So starting here, and actually, Kathy, I don't know if you have a ball or your magic circle, but this was a really great way to kind of help me understand the leg movement. Amazing. Yeah, so between the ankles, let's start, we're going to work our way up to overhead. But what you don't want to do is move your hips over to the right side of your mat. The hips stay stable. What I am doing, I think of my starting point being my left rib cage. I'm going to reach my toes over to the right. What you may notice on the magic circle is that that right side wants to go long, the left side wants to bend, and then your circle shifts. Yeah? You want to lengthen even more through your left side to start that diagonal. Then you circle and you do the same thing as it comes over. Instead of the left side taking over, you actually want the right side to reach longer. All of a sudden my right obliques kick into gear, and then I come back to center. So it's almost like a rounded triangle. This is my edge to one side. I circle through that top edge over to the other side, and then I come directly back to center. So it's boom, circle, boom, sharp line in, sharp line, circle, over, sharp line. That's your shape. All right, so the left side lengthens over to the right. I'm not moving my pelvis. I circle forward. I lengthen through that right hip over to the left side, and then I bring a sharp line back into center. Reversing that. Right side reaches over to the left. I circle through. Left side lengthens, and I come back to center. Now, scooting forward a little bit. As we go overhead, so you would start corkscrew in the more intermediate to advanced realm, scooping overhead and starting here. One step further than what we just did is to roll down, hit the pelvis on the mat, and then start your circle and go overhead. And notice I am trying very hard not to hoist myself, but lift from my abs to find that overhead. Now, a little more advanced is to start that reach right away. What you don't want to do is move your hips this way and roll your hips here. Because there's a wall there, that's nice. Yeah, but where am I going to go? How am I going to get my hips back over here if I do that, right? I'm stuck, okay? Or I have to do all kinds of crazy pelvis stuff, all right? And we don't want that to happen. So essentially, I think about the top of that corset. Yeah, your high waist. That is what is reaching out and in. Out, around, and in to make that action happen. And as you get more advanced, it's 45 to 45 and up. So the 45 angle to the 45 angle and back over. Reaching here. 45 to 45, and up. And then you roll down, and you stretch. So sometimes, visually, it looks like the hips are shifting, but you're lengthening that opposite side over. My hips actually haven't gone anywhere. Yeah? And there goes the jewelry. As I make big circles in my bedroom. All right? Is that helpful, Kathy? Yeah? Kind of making sense? Great. And then you find some flow with it. But just really making sure, and the corks and the magic circle is a really nice way to kind of get that going. Then you just take the circle away and you squeeze the heels together. And there you go. And I really feel my inner outer obliques completely in charge here. Now, since we're here, heading into high scissors and bicycle. I'm going to walk my elbows in a little bit more and try to start from a candlestick. It's very challenging for me. If anybody's tight in the shoulders, not as strong in the hamstrings, it's really tough because I have to lift up in my toes and squeeze my booty. And there's your candlestick. Now, high scissors. You keep the left leg where it is. You reach right leg forward once, twice, and come back to center. Left side. Boom, boom, and back to center. Now, what your body wants to do is let that opposite leg go back because that's a lot more comfortable. All right, but you got to keep that opposite leg up to the ceiling and then back to center. As you go into bicycle, the left leg stays. Your right leg reaches. It bends. It goes back up to the ceiling. And then that left leg goes. That wasn't very good. Here we go. Ugh. Forward and up. Forward and up. Now, one thing that was said to me, the more challenging you can do this. So try to get your knee out as far as you can before it starts bending. And then you lift it up. Yeah, so that, yeah, good, Kathy. Now don't let that leg, yeah, go straight up, And now keep that right leg reaching. Yeah, so maybe that leg goes out and it doesn't bend until you can't see it anymore. Keep that left leg up though. Yes. Yes. Ugh. That's it. Now keep lifting your hips off of your hands as best as you can. Yeah, because that's what I feel. I really feel that weight as I get going and I get tired and I feel the effort. I feel the weight of my booty, my body really pushing down into my elbows. And if you can feel that oppositional reach up to the ceiling a little bit more, it gives you some more space. All right, and then of course you reverse that bicycle. And it comes down. All right. So that's kind of the breakdown of it, but the idea is that the other leg does not go behind you. That's really the biggest effort. That wants to stay here. The high scissor goes here. High scissor goes here. Then as you bicycle, try to take this leg out and bend at the last moment. And then it goes straight back up instead of opening up in a big cycling motion. Yeah, doing it with the arms is so much easier. We just make it an arm exercise. Yeah, there's a reason it's advanced. All right, it's super advanced. All right, that's fun. That's fun. Okay, so I hope that helps clarify at least the intention of the exercise. Yeah, the goals of it. All right, I've been promising that I would break down boomerang. All right, this one's fun. So, and Miss Kathy loves this one. You start in a cross-leg position. Left leg, I'm going to start on the bottom. Right leg is going to cross on top. My fingertips are facing in towards my booty. All right, and then you're going to scoop those abdominals and lift essentially up into a teaser position here. All right, my shoulders are down. Now you already want to have that tucked position. Make sure you're not just hinging and lifting. That's all hip flexor. All right, you want to feel the whoosh from underneath. Scoop, tight here in the thighs. All right, now take it overhead. You switch the legs. So now my left leg is on top. As I roll down, I want to lift up into my teaser as quickly as possible. Arms off the floor. That's it. Now, palms up. They slice through your chest and they reach behind you. Now, deepening your abdominals, dive your forehead to your legs. Your legs almost want to lift a little bit more. And then you control the down and stretch. Arms release over the legs. And then you roll up. And then you do it again. Scooping those abs in and up you lift. As you go overhead, you open, close the legs. Boom, boom. As you come up, lift the arms. Wah! Lift. Palms up. Slice through. Hands back. deeper pull in with those abs as the legs almost lift a little bit more. You control that landing down. Reach out and over, and then come back up. A little bit faster with tempo. Here we go. Scoop and lift. Take it back. Open, close. Scoop. Rise up. Turn your palms. Slice through. Reach deep in those abs. Take a stretch. Reach it over and roll it up. Last time. Lift. Open, close. Scoop it up. Reach. Palms up. Slice. Hands back. Sharpen that V. Control the landing. Reach those arms out and over. Head down. And you're right back where you started. Yeah, so there's your boomerang. Your boomerang. And that's the list. That's what I was asked about today. Yeah, anything else that's on your mind? I got a sweat. I'm serious. I got a sweat on here. Didn't know clinic was going to get sweaty.
What about the one when you're on your shoulders with the control with the leg and grabbing it with the arm?
Oh, control balance.
Because the question on that one is, because like when I thought, with bicycle, we wanted to be like that with our legs. So that's good to know that
it's forward.
The one straight.
Right.
So I'm going to let you do that, the control thing.
Control balance. Yeah. Again, it's the last exercise you do before you come up to front support in the advanced series of mat. So you're here, legs up to the forward 45, and you go overhead. You ideally, there's that word, you drop your toes. Arms circle around, and you're going to grab your left ankle, and your right leg reaches up to the ceiling. And then it lowers down, and then the opposite leg goes up. Then, after you do 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, they start to flow, and you lift. All right, and it presses up. And you can see, there's a moment in my practice where I get stuck. And I'm trying to learn, in this moment, how do I keep pulling on this leg and keep pressing up here to get that split. That, in my practice, that is what I am working on. How do I reach past this moment so where my legs aren't just going back here, but that opposite leg goes up? And that's the ideal version, where you're basically making an L. An L. Yeah? Let's go again. Well, these overhead exercises are tricky. And here's the truth. When I was getting my training, once I got to the advanced level, I found out I was pregnant with Hayes. So I was 4 months pregnant trying to learn how to do this stuff. It didn't go well. All right, right leg down. Left leg goes up, 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 and then you flow it. Oh, baby crying downstairs. Baby crying downstairs. And then you switch. And switch. And then the legs come back down, the arms circle back around, and you slowly lower with control. Boop. And you head right into that front support. Up. Is that helpful? A little bit, yeah. But it's that, the lengthening of the front of the leg through the hip flexor and that squeeze of that hamstring. That's why I've been on this extended journey to really understand the 360 of the leg and how the hamstrings and the glutes and that fascia really come into play with those overhead exercises. You have to be able to engage the back of your legs. Otherwise, there's too much power in one direction and not enough control in the opposing direction. So, it's a journey. Yeah, Stephanie, anything else on your mind?
Nothing, like no specific moves, I don't think. I think it's more my personal, like, body limitations that can be frustrating sometimes.
Sure.
But,
sure.
Like, I feel like I have short arms, so when I sit here, like, my heels of my hands don't touch.
Yeah.
So sometimes I find it difficult to, like, figure that out.
Do you have yoga blocks?
No, I should get that.
Get a couple cheap yoga blocks. Okay. So that you can put them right here. Like I don't have my second, I keep one up here and one in the basement. Trying to think, I might have a stack of books real quick. ish. This will be good. Yeah. Oh, hey, look at that. Almost a perfect match. So that like when you can practice reverse plank there, and this is a good modification for anybody, just kind of opening up those shoulders, practicing your reverse plank, your table, yeah, can help that here. And then like in burnout, we've been working on that L sit, yeah, and yoga they do this a lot. That's a really good way to just work that and train that. If you don't feel like you've got the strength or the stretch, yeah, through those arms. Because I hear you. There's a couple things when I would take a yoga class, I'll be like, I am not physically capable of doing that. My arms are not long enough. And it's frustrating. It's really frustrating just to feel like it's not anatomically possible. And there's certainly some truth in that. But there are tools that you can help train that. Like if you told me a few years ago that I could brush my booty through my hands, I would have called you silly pants, liar face, you know. But you know, you train it, you keep working on it. The triceps have to be strong, your abs have to be strong to support that weight going back. I mean, there's so many elements to it. So don't get frustrated, just get a couple yoga blocks.
Okay, that even just watching you do that, I felt the relief in like my own body, like imagining myself doing that. I was like, yeah, that would probably make so much sense.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but that's
I was doing a little one-on-one with somebody in Burn Club a couple months ago, and they were talking about like how they can never get their heels down in down dog. Couple yoga blocks. Give yourself that extra stretch, that relief through your shoulders, you know? Work your planks with just that little bit of level. A year ago, so last summer, when my one, like part of my only time I had to myself was to go down in the basement and work out. I decided, as I was doing my Jillian Michaels, that I was not going to do any planks for like 8 weeks. I was going to get on just on the floor. I used dumbbells. I put my hands on my dumbbells so I could retrain my shoulders to pull back and not be here. Oh. Yeah, doing stuff like this. So giving yourself that little bit of height. Oh, guess what? We just came full circle. Serratus. Look how we did that. So when you can train the top of your torso, that serratus to pull down, it's exactly full circle. It's the same thing. Sometimes taking a small step back will help you leap forward because it trains the muscle instead of just doing things incorrectly over and over again for the sake of feeling accomplished. Yeah, I talk about this in the roll-ups all the time. I feel accomplished because I got up. Okay, but did you get up correctly? Yeah, in a way that you can sustain, that kind of thing. Are you using the proper form so that you can sustain? Yeah. You want to create a movement routine that you can sustain. If something is not sustainable, I'm not sure it's worth your time. Yeah, certainly not your effort. All right, clinic. I feel good. Thank you for joining me this morning. This is so fun. I love talking about this stuff. And just grabbing a book and making it happen. This is why I keep really large books around. All right, team.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
That's great.
We will do it again.
All right. See you later.
Bye, my friends. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, team. See you soon. Look, it's sweaty. It's clinic. I got sweaty.